Good morning. Good morning. What's happening, family? Welcome to the show. It is Michelle Bryant here at WNOV, 860 AM, 106.5 FM. You are listening to Say Something Real. And let me just start by saying good morning to the bros in the studio. I'm gonna have to take a look at this one case I'm watching right now, the news. But let me say good morning. What's up, bros? How y'all doing this morning? Hey, Jermaine,
Blessed and highly
Debo,
favored this morning.
you blessed and highly favored.
Yes, Lord.
Sound like you was at church yesterday.
I did 3 services yesterday.
I'm sorry, you did how many now?
3.
What does that mean? I did 3 services. Does that mean you attended 3 services?
Well,
you worked 3 services.
I worked 3
what
services.
does that mean?
I worked 3 services yesterday.
Okay.
We start out here with Pastor Powell, and of course, we do everything but do a collection here at the station. So I consider that a service within itself. Then this dude here. So then we left there and we were over at Jerusalem yesterday for services there.
And this is they're celebrating their 57 years.
No, 68.
Oh, 68. Oh, really?
Yeah, 68th year.
6, 7.
And there's been celebration Sundays, every Sunday, a different preacher, what have you. So on yesterday we had Jeremy Q. Henry from, I don't know if it's Jerry Q, so I'm going to just say Jeremy Henry from Holy Redeemer. He was the speaker for the morning service. Then we broke out into like lunch. We had, I won't even call it lunch. It was dinner. I mean, there was, you name it, pig feet, pig ears, macaroni and cheese, greens, cabbage. You name it, it was there. Like Shirley Caesar said, you name it. Yeah.
Did you say pig feet?
Pig's feet, pig ears, pigtails. Yeah.
Pigging out.
Neck bones. Oh, man. It was lasagna, greens, cabbage. Oh, my goodness. Okay. So then after that, the third service came around, which was Pastor Ollie Taylor from Hopewell Missionary Baptist Church. He was the speaker for that. And so, yeah, I had a long day. A long, praiseful day, if you will.
So did any of it work? You
oh yeah,
you
it's listen. I am
you a better person this morning.
In progress. I'm a work in progress.
Yeah, that's what y'all always say.
We all should just strive to be a work in progress.
Now you're a work undone.
Yeah, I'm an open canvas, Lord. Just do what you need to do with me. Make me as you want me to be, as you need me to be.
Oh shit.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, all right.
Now, with that being said, back to the studios of 860 WNOV.
Well, thank you for the church announcements.
The church announcements.
Jermaine, right out.
Well,
boy,
my spirit has been stirred
Ooh,
this morning.
come
Amen.
on.
I just got word from the left of me that this brother here.
From the left of me.
Yeah.
to his left.
No. I say how I say it, doctor. From the left of me, this person right here stirred my spirit.
Left of you mean?
Yeah, that part too. Now I understand why he attends service so much, because they feed this brother. And I was told the way to a man's heart is through his belly. Amen. So Debo, keep on keeping on, brother.
Y'all thinking y'all be saying amen.
And we gonna ask the church to keep feeding you on the natural side, because you're getting fed in the spiritual realm. Amen. So whatever it takes to bring you into the house of the Lord, that's what we're gonna do. But other than that, Michelle, I'm doing great.
Well,
fine.
good.
I had to preach this weekend in Japan, and I made it back in time for.
You had to preach where now?
In Japan. Amen. I had to bring the word.
Where in Japan?
From here to the East Coast, huh?
Where in Japan?
Shamayaki.
Real quick on this tree, and it's Shamayaki. Oh my.
Shamayaki, Japan, amen.
And racist.
There might be a
just
Shamayaki.
I had to go spread the good word of the Lord, amen.
Okay.
To my fellow friends over in Japan, aka Samawaki, Japan, amen. But other than that, Michelle, when you wear your hair underneath that cap, I tell you, it just does something to me. I tell you,
that's like every Monday you come with that one.
Yeah, no, it's every day. It's not every Monday. It's every day.
Yeah,
every day.
Since I don't see you at night, So when I see you the next, when I see you the next day,
I
you
just
know,
want to thank
spark.
since we thanking the Lord, I want to thank the Lord for small blessings.
Spark.
we don't see each other every day. I just want to say thank you. I just want to say thank you.
Go in your eyes.
Jermaine, thank you.
Okay.
Moving right past
God bless you.
Okay, well, let me just see. My weekend, it was crazy. Friday night, was it Friday night? No, Saturday night. Saturday night, went to celebrate a friend's birthday, and we went to a Korean restaurant in Mekwon. I think it's Mekwon. I don't know what it is, but we went there, and let me just tell y'all right now. So I was a bit taken aback, even though I knew this. She had told us before we got there. So this was a restaurant where basically, for the most part, you pay one price.
Oh.
But you can eat all you want.
Oh.
So it's like $50. But they had like all of the boils, the seafood boil, the crab, to this, to that, to that, to that. And then they had like trays of appetizers where you get to taste all of this stuff. You can order up whatever you wanted. Then they got a little thing in the center of your table, on each table. It's not a big table, it's like a table that seats 4, that you can cook your own meat. So like I ordered flank steak and I ordered New York strip, and you can just cook it right there. They got the temperature control and everything right there. One of the guests that was at the party, she had forgot her own seasonings because she had been there before and went next door to the grocery store and bought her own seasonings. And you know, we was laughing, right? This is the most horrific thing I have ever seen. We crack it up. Why did we all use the spices?
I know that's right.
I was like, hey,
pass it over here.
Run the spices down our table.
So,
Seasoned up our food. So that was really interesting.
So was it bland? Is the reason you add to it, or just not enough?
Well, I mean, you know, you could use they had tons of spices that you could try, but you know,
man, the ones that you used to.
Yeah, I know what these was gonna taste like. Yeah. So we did a little combination. I mixed up some of their spices with some of hers. So the meat was excellent.
Really?
Yeah. It surprised me. So like your beverages weren't included, but you could eat till you dropped over in them 2 hours that you're there. I'll pull it up. I'll pull it up.
I sure want to go.
So we did that, and then the thing though that was interesting to me, there is no takeout unless you pay additional for it. Nice. So whatever you don't eat, if you want to take it, they weigh it, and you got to pay for that.
That's so dope though.
And I mean, but I'm paying for food that's already on my plate. But to keep you from like balling out, just abusing the thing. But I'm like, man, but I was just like, I thought about it because there were 2, 4, 6, 8. There were 8 of us. So, they made their bread right there.
Well, even
because I think everybody's tab was like $63 a piece.
It don't sound like a bad policy.
No, exactly. That's what I was about to say.
See, clearly I don't dine out enough, and I don't eat enough food to be just. I don't eat enough to justify like $50.
So I guess the reason
I don't eat enough food for that
is because
see this for you Negroes that eat a lot.
Well, no, but it's the way you're making it sound as if. So do you make your own plate?
Yeah.
So so they bring out all your sides. You just go through the menu, you know, because their chicken wings was fire. Their Korean chicken wings, oh my God. So you go through the menu and you pick out everything you want, but then you tell them what kind of meat you want.
Right.
And if you want the meat, whatever meat, they bring out the tray with all the meats on it. And they just sit it on the table. And then you just get your meat and fry it on your thing right in front of you. Yeah. Or I mean not fry, but grill it right in front of you. And then I think for the boil, and I don't know, Keisha had to say that was like an extra like $7 or something. But yeah, for people that like eat like that, it's a good thing. I don't eat enough to justify, me spending $50.
I do.
No,
but it's people that eat like that.
If your eyes is bigger than your stomach, then you want to take it with you. Okay. You can take it, but it's going to cost you.
Yeah. Run that. Yeah. And I mean, and it's good to hear. Oh, that's the birthday girl right there. Put her on the line.
Happy birthday.
Hey, birthday girl. What's happening?
Happy birthday.
Hello.
Hello, Dr. Bishop Michelle.
Bishop.
God bless you, missionary. God bless you.
What's up, Tamika Vukovic? How you doing this morning?
I just wanted to say that Miss Michelle has always preached on her show that us as African Americans should do something different.
Yeah.
So we went to this restaurant. Let me tell you, why were every last person in a food coma?
Man, where is this place at?
Sonya said don't do it on the chat. She was trying to tell you don't do it, Michelle.
It don't matter because I was
She
cool.
did it.
Her daughter was glazing over. I thought we just got to roll around the house.
I was like, is Jada drunk or something? Because
she
her
had
eyes had rolled over.
She had 8 down.
Oh man, that's that
Yeah,
good eating.
and then we had a shot Ferris wheel.
Wow.
They gave me a shot Ferris wheel for my birthday, so it was peach soju.
Oh my
So,
God.
and it was just, but these are the people that I just loved, and it was a beautiful thing. But it was a little bit. I walked out, and usually we don't go out with food on our clothes, but it's literally
On our clothes, yeah.
On the clothes.
On the clothes. Was it sake,
I
Tamika?
should have had a little napkin or something over me because I was wiping off the clothes.
Yeah, I had rice all on my sleeves.
Boy, y'all was eating crazy.
Bad. It was bad. It was
Y'all
bad.
was eating crazy.
Tamika, what was the name of the place?
Bawi, Bawi. It's in Mequon. It is. The thing is, I love the service there. They do give us quality meat. It ain't, but I was watching one of our guests. She was frying up some stuff. We didn't exactly know what she was doing.
Martha De La Rosa was over cooking the meat. It was like, hey.
Flip that thing.
You can't cook my meat.
Yeah. Flip that thing. You
But
cooked it too
then,
long on one
wait
side.
a minute. But after she took it off, it was very tasty. She
Well,
knew how to fry up the meat.
It was by the time we was
If you
on
said
film.
De La Rosa, I know she knew how to cook.
No, she a sister. Don't be getting all excited. Don't let the De La Rosa fool you. She a sister. Her name was Martha Collins.
Okay, Martha Brown.
But I just want to thank them because we had a really good time. I had a good time just watching it, but it was the part that I wanted to really comment on is that we're gonna be us no matter what. Because when LaToya got out of the car and she went over to Piggly Wiggly, and I said, "Where are you going?" I forgot my seasonings at home. I said, "Where are you going?" To buy seasoning. And she came back to the table and she put her seasoning on the table. And I'm looking at her like, okay, everybody in that group used that seasoning. And then the bad part about it was like at the end, after everybody was full, LaToya was like, can you push my seasonings back over here?
She would have taken them home.
She would have taken them home. But it was a great experience. And like literally you get the appetizer, you get as much meat as you want. They just saying, okay, y'all, we know y'all. So y'all ain't gonna order 3 or 4 different plates and then walk out. So we gonna make y'all eat what y'all want. You can eat as much as you want within those 2-hour periods, but we ain't letting you leave out of here with a whole grocery bag.
Yeah, whatever you leaving out with, you gotta pay for.
Okay.
And you can order online. You can order online. They do have takeout options. But it was a great experience. And so, thank you, Tamika, for having us go to the Bawi Korean barbecue in Mequon.
I'm gonna check that out. I love some wings.
And that was I pulled up the address because somebody wanted to know the address. 6107 West Mequon Road is where it was. Thank you, Tamika.
Bye-bye, y'all.
All right, bye-bye. So that was that. Then I had a out-of-town guest come in unexpectedly. He was here for something else and ended up coming by the house and messing up our whole day yesterday.
Hmm.
So hung out with him. But I'm gonna just tell you the highlight of my weekend real quickly. My son's birthday was yesterday. And so for my yeah, happy birthday to my baby boy. But he decided that for his birthday, and he did this back in March, I think, that he was going to go see Shador Sanders play football. Once he knew he was going to be with the Cleveland Browns, and so he bought tickets for he and his family to go to the game. And so then, then we see everything happens with Shador and how he gets handled. And I said March, whenever that was, he bought the tickets. He bought them as soon as Shador went to Cleveland. So, we see how Shador gets handled and gets played. So we, not thinking Shador gonna play at all. So he's like, maybe I should sell my tickets. And then there's some other brother that played for the Browns, like Lamont, somebody, I don't know who it is, but he was like, oh, this is my guy too. So then he makes his mind up. He was like, nope, we going to the game. So they plan to drive to the game. So it was a 12-hour drive. So they planned to drive to the game, but all of the stuff that was going on, shut down, He's like, nah, we ain't taking no chances. We driving to the game. So I, kept up with them all the way there. And then he sent me the videos when they first arrived in the arena. And my son cracked me up because before he left, he said, dude, I'm gonna be on the Jumbotron. Watch what I tell you. We've made signs. we dressed like that in clothes that's gonna get attention. I'm gonna be on the Jumbotron. My son made it onto the Jumbotron. He had his signs. The Cleveland fans that were sitting, he was sitting in the first row at the game. The Cleveland fans that were all around him, they was talking about, man, yeah, they've been doing Shador dirty. He ain't gonna play, blah, blah, blah. And my son was like, no, he playing in this game. And then Shador ends up playing. Not happy with the way the team coaches made decisions to deal with Shador. And Jermaine was talking about that, how they changed the lineup on dude and just threw everything off. But in spite of all of that, my son said that the Browns fans gave my grandson their hats off their head, put their beads around my grandson's neck. I got video of my grandson because I guess they got the dog pound. And so my grandson was explaining on the video what happens that you can get put in the dog pound. And so then he was howling with the dogs. Yes. I was like, what is this? And so even though neither my son or I really rock with, and I definitely don't rock with the NFL, the fact that he, went to go specifically to support Shador Sanders, to see this brother, make sure that his son, so this is my grandson's first NFL experience, to make sure that my grandson got this opportunity. Like, I 100% supported it. I 100%, because I'm like, we out here for the right reasons, looking out for this young brother, trying to support this young brother. And the fans all went crazy and told my son, like, oh, you made it happen, bro. You made it happen. Because of you, Shador got in. So my son was cracking up. So he just said, Ma, this was the best birthday ever. And I go back real quickly because I gotta go to break. But I go back to thinking about when I had this kid. And I was a 19-year-old teen mom. And everything statistically said that the deck should have been stacked against me. I was not married at the time. His dad and I both high school sweethearts. His dad was in college, and I changed my plans from the college in my major that I was originally going to school for, and joined his dad at the university that he was at. But I had a scholarship dollars to go there as well. And I remember going to class with this little boy sitting right next to me, that after I had him, and we kind of get the routine and the groove down. And I just remember, like, the people, who were worried about me becoming a statistic, and you're going to end up on, welfare, and you're going to do this and you're going to do that. And I honestly have to step back and smile at not only the job I was able to do as a parent, not that everything was perfect, but I did pretty good. But to watch this young man now be a parent, and he had his son significantly older than I did. I was 19. My son was in his 30s when he had his son. And, so now he's a homeowner, built his home down in Georgia. And, but he's, just done a lot and worked in amazing, companies. And so it just was a moment for me to remind people and, say to myself, but to remind people, nobody gets to write your story but you. And I don't care what the odds say, what the statistics say. If you fight and persevere and you have it in your mind, you are hell bent on making the best out of your situation, and you willing to do all of the hard work that goes with that, you get to these moments. And so this 6-year-old little boy, and it was hilarious when he was in the car, and I had talked to him before they got on the road. And I said, "Hey," I said, "you ready for your trip?" He said, "Yes, I'm all packed. I've got my nutrients." I said, "You got your what now?" He said, "My nutrients." And I said, what's your nutrients, bro?" He said, "Well, number one, Cheez-Its." And it's hilarious because me and my grandson both, that's our favorite food, is Cheez-Its. Unconnected. He had never seen me eat them. I had never seen him eat them, but that is both of our favorite. He was like, "Number one, grandma, got them Cheez-Its." I don't really know if Cheez-Its count as nutrients, but okay, bro. And he named off some other little things he had. He was like, "Oh, I'm ready. We at it, packed. We ready to go." So to see this little boy walking in to this arena with his parents, and it just, I went back to that day, when I'm in that hospital room, um, had gone into labor with this boy and being nervous because, it was one thing when you just carried him around in your stomach. It's another when they about to, okay, they here now, and I'm still trying to figure out if I'm going to be able, to continue to go to college. Cause I had went ahead and started, while I was pregnant with them. And so to be able to figure out if I'm gonna be able to finish and daycare and, I got to get an apartment because I can't stay on campus now because I was able to be on campus at first, but now I got a baby, so I got to come off campus, all of those things. And then there's backstory that I'm not mentioning because my mom and them was pissed off when I had my son. So his birthday always means a lot to me. It means a lot because of what he's become, but it means a lot to me um as a young Black girl who was, like, I'll be damned if you put a statistic and a label on me and around my neck. And the number of young people and young sisters in particular, I've tried to tell that to along the way. So just for a selfish moment, for all of the folks that have had children unexpectedly and defeated the odds, and you have looked and those people, young people, are taken, care of and have done well, and y'all didn't miss no meals and clothes was on their backs and they got educated, man, props, much love and respect, because folks had told us we wasn't going to be able to do it, and we did. Not taken away from the folks who, did it the other way, traditional way, married, blah, 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 support systems, not taking nothing away from y'all. But if you ever had to do this mess by yourself, even though I did it just for periods of time, I was married a portion of time, single portion of time, it's a hell of a thing when you sit back and you look at your children and you understand where y'all started and where we at today. So kudos to my baby boy. He is an incredible brother. We argue every day now. He is his mama's child. Oh, we can turn, talking about a baseball cap into an argument and a debate. And we eventually have to, okay, I fall back, you fall back. And then, but we walk away both going, we was each right. So just kudos to that young brother. He did the damn thing. He has been doing it, and I'm proud of him. And with that, I need to take a break. Caller, I see you. You'll be first up, and then we will get into some of this news and stories of the day. Be right back, y'all. All right, welcome back to the show. Got a caller that held through the break, so let me get them right away. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Good morning, Michelle.
Hey, Angela, how you doing this morning?
I'm blessed.
Good, good. What's going on?
I was good morning, Mr. Debo and Mr. Ryla. I was calling because I wanted to know. I want to get out my house, okay? So I got this portable scooter thing, but I don't have any information on how I can try to find a company that may do the ramp thing or portable one. A lot of people have been telling me about it, but they ain't been giving me no information or phone numbers or nothing.
What
So
a
I was wondering if
like getting a
there's
portable
any.
ramp for your to be able to roll a scooter down and get out of the
Yes,
house.
yes, yes. So I was wondering, do you know any information, or you can?
Yeah, I can get you some information because we have a portable ramp at our house. Ironically,
Mhm.
Lakeisha's mom has been in a wheelchair for a while, and so yeah, we ordered it offline and it was delivered to the house. But yeah, I can get you the information on that.
Okay, thank you so very much,
Okay, no
and
problem.
and I'm so proud of you. The story that you just had displayed about you and your son. You know, when
Mm,
you had your baby.
yes, ma'am.
I'm proud of you because I was a teen mom too, but even though I didn't finish school, I'm proud that my daughters did, and I have a college child too because my some of my family's like your kids ain't gonna amount to nothing because you on drugs, but all my kids are high school graduates, and I'm proud of them that what I did didn't affect them. It
Yes,
made
ma'am.
them carry on to go ahead and get their high school diploma. And one of my daughters went to college, so I'm proud of my children. And I've always said I'm going to go back to school, but I never do. But I want to, but it's just that I feel like you're never too old, but I don't have patience like that. You know what I'm saying? But as
Okay.
long as my kids did what they did, I'm glad.
All right. Well, thank you, Angela, and I'm glad that everything has turned out well. I'll make sure I get that information from Lakeisha, and then I'll get it over to you.
Okay, thank you very
All
much.
right. You're welcome.
Y'all have a blessed day.
Yes, ma'am. You too. You know, I'm gonna tell you. She said something before I catch this other caller, where people literally will tell you what you're not gonna be and your kids not gonna be. I've never understood that. I've never understood people who tell somebody you ain't gonna be, you ain't. I've never understood that.
Well,
Particularly people that's supposed to be around you and close to you.
yeah,
It's almost like sometimes people are rooting for you to fail.
the feel.
I've never understood that.
Well, I remember in school, my teacher, and I never forget it. Her name was Miss Reagan. My freshman year, I was clowning, in
Right.
school. She looked at me and said, "You're not going to graduate. You ain't gonna be nothing." Now, in the way I looked at it, like, "Oh no, you ain't gonna tell me I ain't gonna be nothing." So I buckled down. I graduated with a 3.5, but later in life, I thought about it because even now in my later years, I'm still talking about what
Right.
happened my freshman year. And I thought about it like, wait a minute, did she light a fire under me for what she said? Because I was determined to prove her wrong.
Mm.
Like, oh, you say I ain't gonna graduate? Okay.
And the thing I think a broader question, was she trying to light a fire
Or
or were you trying,
yeah,
to
to degrade me.
yeah. So like that's the other part
Yeah,
that, like either way, thank God you use it as fuel to do what you need to do. But because and that's the one thing hopefully people hear is that words are powerful, y'all.
oh yeah,
And that they stay and most of us can tell an encounter with a teacher, an educator that we had at some point in our
yeah,
K through 12 experience, if not
yeah,
your collegiate experience. You remember what people say to you,
yep. And you know how like
the
people
good
say
stuff and the bad
and the bad
stuff.
stuff. Cause
You remember what
yep,
people say to you.
yep,
So that's why I'm always careful
yep,
about what I say to people
yeah,
because, and you never know how it's going to impact them.
yeah.
And then sometimes I even will do the extra clarifying point, like, so do you know why I said what I said?
That part. Now, I wish
Because
she
I
would have
want to
did that
see
with
you
me.
do better. Yeah,
You know what I mean? So I could understand it
yeah, because
later
I
in
mean,
life.
like I could see somebody saying, the path you on right now,
Yeah,
you about to end up
yeah.
in jail or dead.
Now I can understand that.
Yeah, but do you understand why I'm saying it? Because you don't have to.
Exactly.
You know, because you are brilliant, you're talented, you da 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 da. So I just encourage people to just know that that stuff makes a difference. It makes a difference.
And you know how they say sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt?
Yeah,
That's a lie.
that's not true. Yeah,
Because
we figured it out.
even though sticks and stones will break your bone, words will kill you.
No, they can tear you up. I mean, people commit suicide behind stuff
Behind
like that.
words,
Yeah.
yeah.
So let's go to the phone line. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Atlas Dad. Happy birthday to you. Sending love from your Milwaukee radio cousins. Happy birthday.
That is so cool. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And my son, his name was Derek Miles, and then he changed it. His name is August Rain now, Augustine Rain, but it was Derek Miles. So thank you. So for folks like, what is her son's name? That's his name.
Why did he change it?
So to the point of words have power. Jermaine just asked me why did he change his name, and it's funny because I go back, I alternate between calling him Derek and
Okay.
for short we call him August, but his name is Augustine.
Okay.
And so I alternate between saying Derek and August. You know, because some days I just be like Derek. You know, he started laughing. I know his son be looking like, wait, what's happening now? Because he knows Augustine. But for years I have always talked about, and I've explained this on the show before. People will tell us, particularly white folks, love telling black folks, you know, slavery is over. When y'all gonna get over it, move on, blah blah blah. And one of the things that I always tell people, you can write your name or see your name today, emails and all that kind of stuff. You can see your name 50 to 100 times a day. It is never lost on me when I see my name that last name is still the name of the people who enslaved our family.
Mm.
And that from generation to generation, when people talking about slavery is over, 90% of black folks still carry the almost cussed the slave master, the slave owner's last name, and we pass it on to our grandchildren. And if you don't break that cycle, whether you know anybody else appreciates that or not, most black people have just figured out a way to deal with it, or they don't think about it, or they don't even appreciate it, that y'all still walking around with the name of the family that enslaved your family. And all of the kids coming behind gonna pick up that same effed up white slave owner name. And so I would talk about that. And my son has been in my DEI trainings. He's been in classes. He's heard the conversations in our household. And so my son made a decision. I'm not carrying the slave master's name forward.
Okay.
And so even though, my son's last name was Miles, that's his dad's name, he disconnected himself in that way. Then he intentionally went and selected names for himself that meant something. So his middle name is Sang Royale. And and I can break down what each means, but the last part, his last name is Reign, Reign.
Okay.
I will reign over my own future.
Yeah.
And so he literally broke generations in our family of people having the name of white enslavers.
So his son last name is Rain.
It's kind of, that's another story. So he inverted his son's last name. So Atlas, I call him Atlas. Atlas is really my grandson's last name. It's not his first name. His first name is Rain.
Whoa.
Yep. My son took his last name and gave Atlas that as his first name. Atlas was meant to be something bigger and broader in terms of this young man's position in the world and where he will be and what he will do. And so everything was done by intention and design. But yeah, he was the first person in our family. Because like I said, I talk about this all the time, that, when people, when do y'all get over slavery? I'm like, are you still walking around, your entire family, walking around with the name of people that owned y'all? Like who and then there are people in the Jewish community who came in through Ellis Island. They can tell similar stories, because when they came in through Ellis Island, the guards, that when people were getting off the boats, the guards would look at a name and decide, I don't know how to say that name. It's I don't like that name, and they would give the people any last name they wanted to. And a lot of the guards gave people their own last name. And so you have generations of people that are in the States that came through Ellis Island, and you hear these names and they all can tell you came through Ellis Island because you Jewish, but you got this Polish last name or some nonsense.
So is there anybody with, and I know this question might sound kind of stupid, but in this situation, I just believe no question is stupid. Is there anybody, no, seriously, is there anybody walking around here without a slave owner's name?
The majority of African Americans that if you did not bring over your tribal name, you had to make up a name. So some Black people, they shared that slave name and they made up their own last name, but you still picking it from where? Like, where does the name come from? European names, da 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 da. And, so the overwhelming majority of Black people walking around today do have the names of the families that enslaved them.
So coming from like Africa, like you wouldn't have names like Jackson and Smith.
Hell no.
Okay, so
and it's always funny now because you think about it. Most Black people got the names of enslavers, but you don't hardly meet no white people named Jackson.
Right.
Or like think about names we'll hear and go, that's a Black last name. Yeah. But where's all the white people that had them names? Yeah. You don't hardly see them.
So again, that's what made me ask that question, because like, just like you said, Jackson, like you see a lot of Black people with their name Jackson, but you won't see
a ton of but in the South you'll see more.
What, white people?
With that last name. Yeah, you'll see more. But yeah, I mean, just like it's funny, even time I think about the Speaker of the House, Kevin Johnson.
Oh yeah,
that sounds like a brother.
Yeah.
Kevin Johnson. Yeah. There's this white dude standing there. You're like, what? Yeah.
How'd it happen?
So yeah, how does it happen? But yeah, so it's just one of those weird things. But yeah, that's the name. So that's his name. Let me go to the phone line. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Good morning, Michelle.
Good morning.
Good morning. Hey, thanks so much. I don't want to change the conversation.
No, you're all right. Go ahead. What you got?
I just wanted to ask whether everyone's aware of what's going on down at City Hall today. 10 o'clock today, they are going to, for the first time, talk about the police union contract. And it's in the agenda as if they're going to ratify this today. And I don't believe that we've had any discussion about this contract. We saw the union president on the TV all the time with the certain media. I noticed the guy didn't come to your station, but this is I don't think we're aware of what's going on. This police department refuses to answer questions about past events. They still have not talked about Washington Park on Juneteenth Day, where the gentleman died, and there were 51 officers there, and we never heard a thing about it. We never heard about St. Mary's Hospital, a $400,000 settlement where the sergeant turned off the back cameras to the paddy wagon, and a Black man was taken in there. It was reminiscent to me of 1982 and Bernie Lacy, and I thought we had gone through that debate, and now it seems that the cops are turning the cameras off in the back of the van, and it cost the city $400,000. This department, for 3 years, they say they haven't had a contract. Well, it's been 11 years that they've been fighting the Kia boys. Now, I don't know about the American Revolution. I think that was about 9 or 10 years. We've been on the Kia boys for more than that. I don't understand how that group, that organization, can last for 11 years in the city of Milwaukee, where we're spending $300 million a year, $6 million a week on the police department. $6 million a week, 3.5 million man hours. And we cannot defeat the Kia boys? We cannot control traffic in this city?
Okay.
And Michelle, as we go even further, unfortunately, the young officer died. I believe it was on a Sunday night. Officer Quarter. And we need to look into exactly what the deployment of officers were that night. because I've just learned, Michelle, I cannot believe this. They have a clause in their contract where they are able to call in not sick. They don't go on sick leave. They call in injured. And they are still able to come into work, get paid, but not be on assignment because they claim that they're injured at home. We have more people on the police department injured at home than injured on the job. So all these things should have a conversation. Somebody down at City Hall should have a committee meeting talking about this. The appropriate place would be steering and rules. But we have the steering and rules President Perez. The steering and rules committee has met 3 times this year in the city of Milwaukee with all the incidents, flooding, chaos, traffic, theft. The steering and rules committee has met 3 out of 11 scheduled meetings. So it just goes on and on, Michelle. I really appreciate you letting me ramble, but this needs to be addressed. So thank you.
All right. No, I appreciate it. One of the things that I will say is that a lot of people have, quite frankly, been following the negotiations that have been going back and forth with the police department for years. I think that we have to be careful about conflating 2 different issues. And I say this as somebody who everybody know I can go hard, on the police all day long. But I also understand that certain things are 2 different issues. So we can talk about factors in the police department in which there have been questionable actions that have resulted in lawsuits, that there have been bad actors, which, really hate that phrasing, but just using a language. There have been bad actors and bad police, that have done things that have cost taxpayers, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. I get all that. That does not negate the overall responsibility for the officers as a employee to be able to negotiate for contract benefits. No other city employee has to be able to, like, as a collective, not as an individual, but as a collective, justify cost of living increases or justify raises. I remember when Mayor Johnson and the common council members were giving themselves a raise, basically. And somebody called and said, "Do you see this?" And I was like, "Yeah, I see it." And if you're waiting for me to say something about it, I'm the wrong person. Why? Because number one, people that work in public sectors receive far less than they would in a lot of situations if they worked in the private sector. Public employees are traditionally underpaid in terms of what they would make in the private sector. Okay. Even saying that, though, I also understand that there are people in jobs that if they were in the private sector, and these are mostly elected officials. In fact, they are pretty much elected officials, except for where elected officials can hire their own staff. And but the state still has guidelines about what these people can be paid. But there are elected officials that if this was a private sector, when none of these damn people had no job doing what they do, because they don't have the academic or the management experience to have many of the jobs that they have. So you talk about the grand scheme and the grand come up is people becoming elected officials who you could never go into the private sector and be the CEO or nothing because your damn resume don't support it. Your vitae does not support that. Just like in the real world, Donald Trump, while he may own his own company, he could never go nowhere and be the CEO of an actual Microsoft, Millicors, nowhere, because his resume is too damn raggedy that anybody with some good sense will hire him to run their business, i.e. tariffs, which I'll talk about in a minute. So, yeah, we got to deal with all of the problem behavior in the police department. But the current salary range for a Milwaukee police officer is between $63,000 and $84,000, with annual pay raises in the first 5 years. We know that with overtime, there are officers that certainly exceed $100,000 a year. Again, I am not going to conflate the performance and behavior of a few officers with what the entire salary and benefits package should be like for officers across the board. There is a time and a place to do that. And I think when we talk about funding of certain units, when we talk about individual pay and performance, and making sure that those officers who have done this dumb stuff don't get compensated in a way that, but I don't know what the parameters are, because you don't get to treat employees differently, on certain things when it comes to wages and income. That's not outside the normal thing about, your experience and your education dictates that you get X, Y, and Z. So yeah, but it's not something that people have not been paying attention to. We just got to make sure we understand in the realm in which we talk about it. Let me go to the phone line. Hey, caller, what's happening? Hello.
Well, good morning. Damn, I done forgot I was on hold.
I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did.
Oh, I tell you, and that was on purpose too this time.
Yep. I looked over there and said, "Oh, is Phoenix leaving on home?"
Matter of fact, I'm glad you didn't need no Vaseline this morning, because I heard it was kind of nice out there.
That was yesterday.
It changed.
It's a little cool today.
Oh,
turn your radio
okay.
down, bro. I can hear myself.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You remember what you wanted?
I might not have forgot shit. Focus, I tell you. But then they want to hear your opinion.
Look, I'm glad you know how harassment works. What's up?
Yeah, well, I'm glad you put me on hold for so long, but I'm with Angela. Listen, everybody don't have patience to be in school all the time. I'm telling you, because I've been doing maintenance for like 20-some years, and I ain't got time or patience to go back to nobody's schoolhouse. I'm just there to tell you, everybody don't need to be in school, and some people just need to be out there in the field.
Oh, for sure. You get no disagreement on that. I mean, but I think it's a form of education no matter what you do, whether it's trades or if it's people have actually learned these skills just by virtue of being in these roles. But you getting educated one way or the other. It's just about how you see and define education. But we all getting educated. Everybody that's out here doing a job to an extent has been educated on process, skills, or whatever is needed to effectively engage in employment.
And check this out. As many jobs I've had, nobody has asked me for no high school diploma.
See, but that's because of the field. I'm assuming you work in.
But I'm just still. I don't even the professional fields. I didn't talk to them like, hey, did you ask for your diploma? I'm telling you, they're not even asking for that.
So what field do you work in? Just so people can understand.
I work in maintenance fields, but I know higher up engineers that's controlling downtown Milwaukee that has no field of diploma as college diplomas. We talking about running chillers, boilers. They have those licenses, but they not. But none of them have asked.
But that's the point, though. None of them
asked for like a high school diploma.
But again, and I'm gonna say a couple things about that. I'm gonna say that may be the way it is now. I don't think that's the way it's gonna stay. That people will make sure you got some entry level point of education to get into some of these programs and to do this work. A lot of people came up through the ranks and were able to, get these skill sets, get the certifications, get trainings, and that certainly is something that people need to count as education. Like I said, it's not going to always be a classroom associated with a 2 or a 4-year degree, but there is education that happens. So when I'm using education, I'm using it in the general sense of being able to learn something to be able to have yourself gainfully employed or owning your own business.
Yeah, you're right about that. But again, none of them has asked for a diploma.
I hear it. You
that
know,
we didn't
I
went to
hear
school
it. I ain't gonna say be proud
but-
of it. I'm just gonna say I hear it. Don't you know, diploma? I hear you.
No diploma.
But you know, we ain't gonna be jumping up and down because most people should be able to complete a high school diploma today.
I will hope so. I will hope so. But the thing is, if you have me do it, don't you want to see it?
Yes and no, because it depends. No, because it's like this. It depends on what age you are and what point in your career. Nobody asked me for a copy of my college degree today. But when you look at my resume and you see everything I've done, they know I got it. They know this inferred that I'm capable. So I've never had to like mail in a copy of my college degree to anybody, but people know from the resume and the work experience. Oh yeah, okay, we see you. So yeah, but I ain't gonna argue with you about no high school diploma, man.
I ain't gonna, but I do know a young lady that's been she from Milwaukee. She didn't doctor it up, have no point of return, but she ended up getting the decent sized job that she got, and guess what? Nobody asked her, so she doctored it up, and guess what? She learned some skills on the job.
Yeah, and I mean, got it. And a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
I know my granddaddy lied about his age to be able to get into the company so he could get to work. There are people that definitely forge credentials.
Yeah.
Because doctoring up sounds is a nice way to say forging credentials. But I will say this, and I am a firm believer of it. Eventually, your lies catch up with you.
Yeah.
And I also say this: a fake purse is fine. A fake coach purse is fine till somebody sit a real coach purse down on the table.
Oh, yeah.
And people can start asking questions and be able to ascertain, no, you did not have the prerequisite background, but you're doing the job now, so we're going to let it slide.
Yeah.
But please understand, people that's really trying, they know when they talking to people that's BSing them. But you make a decision that you're so good at it that we leave it alone.
Yeah.
But there is nothing. I mean, people do what they got to do to get by, but we're not going to condone you out here forging, certification, because number one, it's a complete disservice to the people that have worked their behind off to get what they were supposed to have to be in these roles. It's some things I'll give leeway on. Education ain't a lot. It's not one of those things for me. It's just not.
Okay, right. I don't need to hear you in the background talking about right. I don't need no damn. I don't need no damn.
Well, actually, I was really in agreement with you because I know you had doctored up a couple things yourself. So you was the president of the United.
I'm talking about right.
Because I know what you did. I know what you did last summer.
He doctored up.
Right. If I could take you, it'd be GETHO. Get show.
I can't believe I waited this long for this conversation.
This guy here.
Your daddy's so proud right now.
Get show.
Bye, boy.
All right, now.
That boy a nut.
It's something wrong with him, man. It's not doing all this arguing about whether or not you got a GED or you out here faking. I ain't got time for that.
That cat country, man.
You ain't country. All right, y'all. When we come back from the break, we got to get to what's going on down in North Carolina. 80 people arrested the first day that ICE shows up in North Carolina. Creating havoc. People believe that it's all political in nature. Donald Trump, it has now put out wording that would allow him to literally go in and start toppling Venezuela.
Yeah.
He has put the language out. The military buildup in the area around Venezuela and the Caribbean is crazy stupid. The buildup, and y'all see that some of our allies have said we will no longer share intelligence with the United States because y'all taking the information we giving y'all and then going and blowing up these boats. But you provided nobody due process. You haven't confirmed that it in fact was drugs. Some people, you don't know why some of them people is on the boat. Some of these people may be forced to be on these boats because the drug traffickers don't necessarily have the skills to operate boats. You don't know what's going on. And so we are now having partners step back like, you breaking the law, fam. You are violating international law. And United States, we can't ride with you. So we got to talk about that. I got information on a number of Thanksgiving Day meal giveaways and food that you can give for the family. And I want to say this, because I went to the grocery store this weekend to pick up something else. And I, walked by the meat section. And I was like, oh, let me pick up my smoked turkey necks because I know I need them for my dressing and I ain't got nothing at the house. I bought 2 packs of smoked turkey necks, $25.
For 2 packs?
12 something for one, 12 something for the other.
For turkey necks.
Turkey necks. Smoked turkey necks. And it wasn't them big audacious ones. It was just regular packages.
You must have went to the fine butcher shop.
I did not. Wow. I did not. In fact, I'm mad that I didn't because I probably would have got, at least maybe more or a better price. Mm-hmm. But I'm just telling y'all right now, this whole thing with this fool and these tariffs, and now he, backtracking, talking about we going to take the tariffs off coffee. My coffee is through the roof. We're going to take the tariffs off beef. Like, I hope people understand how dumb of a businessman Donald Trump really is and all these people that fell for the okie doke. He really made people believe that tariffs were going to impact foreigners and hurt them and Americans would be okay. I paid $25 for 2 packs of smoked turkey necks. Like my dressing this year, the dressing alone is probably going to cost me almost $60 to make. Jesus. Just my dressing.
The dressing?
By the time I get all my ingredients for my dressing, and I get over because a lot of stuff I already got at the house.
Right.
But if I had to go buy everything, God, with what produce is costing right now, and all my stuff that goes into it, my dressing could come up to almost $60. By the time you buy grease and cornmeal and flour and, your vegetables and your seasoning and your broth and So I got to take a break. But I just need people to be prepared for the sticker shock. Y'all going to see me in one of these lines getting a meal. Because, say what?
You going to do stuffing instead?
Under no circumstances.
You
heard me say I paid $25.
Stove topping?
You heard me say.
Oh, I knew you wasn't.
I dropped that $25. But look, don't nobody be coming by thinking you're going to get no food now.
Yeah, no 2-go plates.
Yeah, it's going to be limited to family out.
Bring you the smallest Tupperware you got.
Look, Lena show up with her own Tupperware every year.
She's smart.
I ain't gonna say nothing, but I think I seen her leave with some yesterday.
Oh, you did.
You just said
she
so.
ain't cooking. She not cooking.
Hey, this dude cut. He said I ain't gonna say nothing, but I seen her leave. You just said it.
I'm working on one. I'm a work in progress.
Shade thrower. We'll be right back, y'all. All right, family, welcome back to the show. So before we get into some of these topics, let me go to the phone line. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Greetings, how you doing, Michelle?
What's up, brother Shiar? How you doing today?
I'm doing all right. I actually gonna start out with a positive because I'm in alignment with your earlier caller on the police.
Yep, I
Is that I
figured.
was leaving the community meeting. You know, it was in the daytime, but when I was leaving, I forgot to have my lights on. The police flashed me, put my lights on. I was good, so I appreciated that from the police. You know, so I understand the mixing of things and the humanity that we got to put in individuals, but I can't stress enough the accountability not being taken, the defiance of the federal order of the district court that they supposed to be accountable. They still haven't since 2018, as well as not discriminating and targeting people that look like us. They're still doing that. And so what the caller said, aside from the salaries, like you were saying, I think they take advantage of your analogy of a coach bag, fake coach bag, and real coach bag, because many of people in our population don't know what a real coach bag look like. And so they go to these community events, they go to hearings, and they really don't have the experience to challenge these skilled politicians and administrators. And the current law that I'm definitely against, and the reword, it needs to change on the police making the decision without a hearing, without you going to court, to take somebody's car. And they try to make it seem like it's cool because they say they're going to take reasonable efforts to contact the owner. But they don't say what those efforts are in law. And they don't say if somehow you busy or, something is going on with your family member or something, they can't reach you because they calling you with a unknown number, that they go ahead and take your card. And it reminds me of something.
Wait. Are you talking about in reference to the reckless driving piece?
I'm talking about to the reckless driving.
So we got to make sure, though, that we understand, though this was done at the state level and that there were local aldermen that were pushing this.
I know that. And that's what I'm saying. Locally, it be clarified because the state law literally say strictly conforms to reckless driving law. And reckless driving law is not what we think it is. The law is about endangering and harming people.
Right.
And it's people that drive crazy, but you can, it's debatable whether they harm somebody, and that debate should happen in court, not by an officer. That's what I'm saying. So I'm clear with the state law. What I'm saying is what they did is they copied the language of the state law, but then they didn't give clarity on what happens. And it reminds me of what attorney Cheryl Eiffel was breaking down, how in the 1830s, how brothers that were sailors would come into cities like DC and you'll be arrested, and then they'll put an ad in the paper for 30 days. Does this belong to you? And if nobody answered, then they kept you and sold you. So when I heard that, I was like, man, that's just like this law. And it's just like the law because the police make the excuse is because the legislators at the state that they can't be accountable because of the removing the power of the Fire Police Commission. So at one end, they say, oh, we can't do anything to better the police force because the state has changed the rules on us. But then you want to pop your collars like, yeah, we can grab these vehicles. And I'm saying the law needs to be more specific. It's the reason why the existing government is able to do what they do, because we have too many laws that they give a piece. And when these other pieces that are clearly would affect us need to be addressed, they're not addressed. And that's why I bring up Sister Attorney Cheryl Eiffel, because she's the part of 14th Amendment Center that talks about us coming up with new ideas to look at how we're going to do this. I appreciate you and look forward to hearing your piece on the Bush era, calling people non-combatant since they still in Guantanamo.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay.
All right, bro. My man, always on point. I appreciate it. Got another caller. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Hey, Michelle, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you today?
Good. I like when you talk about your kids and your grandkids. That's fun. Getting into the gentleman to talk about education and engineers, get it real clear. You didn't go to engineering school. So in the city and state, a lot of jobs as maintenance jobs call you a maintenance engineer. That's just another job or reclassified title, like that. But that's not an engineer. So don't brag about it. It's not an engineer. But the people use the word engineer or maintenance. That's a maintenance. You're not going to come out here and design a sewer line and direct people how to go down there and build all that. That's an engineer. Okay. So get the titles right. It's like a nurse's aide is not a nurse. I had somebody come home one day and they said, yeah, my little nurse is home or my little doctor's home. Go back to school then, but stop labeling what a job is not. So you didn't get into the city job doing cleaning because they really was interested in you having a high school diploma. A cook, dishwasher, those are respectable jobs. We need all of them. Even a bricklayer, they can train you. Most of them train white boys for that kind of job, not the cleaning, a dishwasher, and maintenance, and work your way up like that. Those are the jobs that they don't. I could care less if you had a education or you went to high school. I just want the work done, and hopefully you can clean and mop the floor. You know what I'm saying? Because you do that hopefully at home to a certain point. But to get in here and say, well, I got this, and men here working here, they got the engineer. They're not engineers where? Where do they go to school at? And they trust me, if you hired as an engineer, you're not doing maintenance work, not like that. So let's get that clear. The city always have had that. I'm a city or county employee, civil service. They call them engineers or maintenance people, but everybody want to say they're an engineer. I had a cousin. He always told me he was an engineer. I said, well, tell him what school you went to as an engineer and what is your planning with engineering? Nothing. You know what I'm saying? Not trying to be funny. A lot of maintenance, you can do handiwork and all that, but people want to put titles on stuff. It's okay if you didn't go to school. I love a bricklayer too. I got to ride the roads and stuff. You know what I mean? Auto mechanics and stuff. There's all type of jobs out here you may not have to go to school for, but you can get on the job training and work your way up to management jobs also. But he's not an engineer. I like know what school he went to and everything else, but you're not going to go into an office like that saying that you're an engineer. You're not. You're a maintenance person. And they call some of them engineers or bricklayers and construction workers out there who's making $40 an hour, but you could be a maintenance person cleaning and then call yourself an engineer. You're not getting that same kind of money. And them boys, half of them didn't go to school themselves, working on the city out here doing work. Most of them trucks out of Illinois in the first place. Not trying to criticize nobody. I didn't finish up myself, and if I would have been an attorney because I've been a darn good one.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
And I would have took any job that were not paying me.
All right. I got you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Mm-hmm. Yes, sure. I am. Let me just also circle one thing, too, because I had to go look it up for myself. The police union, MPA, they don't just represent actual officers on the out in the community. You got forensic investigators, detectives. There are other jobs that are not just tied into actually being a police officer on the street, in the way we think about a traditional officer. So I just also wanted to mention that too, because while I was sitting here thinking about it, I was like, so like, you think about all the other like police aides, administrative and technical roles, all these different roles. So some fall up under one purview and on one umbrella, others fall up under the MPA, under the union. But yeah, there are people that are in that union that are not also just police officers. All right. So I got to do this. I am actually up against a break again already. Yeah, it's going crazy. But let me go ahead and take the break. And then when I come back, I got to get, some of the stuff in. So let me take a break and I'll be right back, y'all.
Jackson. Norfolk State University is marking a major milestone this week. The HBCU Virginia has received a $50 million gift from philanthropist Mackenzie Scott. It's the largest single donation in the school's history. Scott, who is the ex-wife of Amazon founder Jeff Bezos, recently gave $63 million to Morgan State University, and this is her first contribution to Norfolk State. Back in 2020, she donated $40 million to the school. Norfolk State says the new 2025 gift will support student scholarships, faculty research and service, athletics, and several strategic initiatives across the institution. The investment will help expand programs that directly support student success and the long-term goals of the university. The announcement also comes as MSU celebrates 90 years of serving Black Americans. For AUR News, I'm Jamie Jackson.
Here's your updated phone see increasing clouds today in the 40s, winds at around 5 to 7 miles per hour. And for tonight, a chance for some rain showers here with cloudy skies and around 37. By Tuesday, a chance for rain clouds at 42 degrees, and Wednesday, mostly cloudy high around 45. By Thursday, a chance for rain showers cloudy high around 51. I'm a meteorologist, Jennifer Sheets, AM 860, The Voice.
All right, family. So let me run down to North Carolina for a second because many people, we had a rally here in Milwaukee. Alderwoman Larissa Taylor had been trying to get into the show to talk about that there was going to be this rally, Ice Out of Milwaukee, and I can pull up the flyer for it. But I saw the news that folks from Voices de la Frontera, Christine. Uh, what is Christine's name? Christine Newman Ortiz. I have to go back and remember her name. I said it wrong, but Angela Lang over at Black Leaders Organizing Community, I think Block. Different groups were out there, a number of protesters talking about not wanting these ICE facilities in Milwaukee. I will continue to say that our turn is coming. Milwaukee's turn is coming. North Carolina started hearing through the grapevine out in the streets in terms of Charlotte, North Carolina, that ICE was coming their way. Okay. City officials said that they had not been contacted by anybody from the Trump administration, Homeland Security, to tell them anything about when to expect these individuals from ICE, what their purpose was, what area they were going to be going to. But as of last night, 80 people had been arrested in North Carolina's largest city, messing with the Department of Homeland Security. They said that they were targeting immigrants, but there are videos that have surfaced of one Charlotte resident in particular who was like, look, I'm an American citizen. They broke his windows out of his car and dragged him out of the car. It just turned into a whole, just nightmare. Folks are trying to figure out, why are they in Charlotte? This is in a city that had previously been publicly singled out as needing, ICE by the Trump administration in the way that they went after Chicago or LA. But it is a democratically led, or I shouldn't say democratically, a Democrat led city. And their crime rate, according to all the statistics, have dropped by 8% from last year. Violent crimes are down in Charlotte by 20%, according to data that was just released in October. So why is ICE there? Before a lot of this stuff started, there had been an announcement that an immigration enforcement operation would arrive in Charlotte right off the heels of all the protests in Chicago. That, again, stuff went haywire. Too many of these ICE supervisors are caught lying on video. ICE agents caught lying on video about their interactions with people. And so they were going to churches in North Carolina, according to some reports. They were outside of stores doing, because you think about, you in town on a Sunday. So where are you going to try to arrest people at on a Sunday? So you at the mall, you at the stores, you at churches. So the administration has not provided any real reason why they needed to be in North Carolina. But again, folks definitely believe that it is political. We are coming up on the midterm elections next year, and Trump is desperately trying to figure out how to hold on to the majority in Congress and the Senate to be able to have folks rubber stamp his agenda. So in doing so, you got to create havoc in these communities. My biggest fear is that as we are beginning to send people to the polls next year during the midterm elections, that you will see ICE disrupting communities in a way that make people fearful about being out on the streets unnecessarily. Because what we have seen now is that when we had been saying this is about Black and brown people, not just brown people, brown meaning Hispanic, Latino, but that Black people can get caught up in this foolishness too. We have seen videos come out of Chicago with young Black men who have been caught up in this foolishness, and not young Black men who look biracial, Black men who look like Black men, young brothers who look like young brothers. And so people are becoming more and more concerned because there does not seem to be a leash on Donald Trump's ability to be able to just randomly go into a city, create freaking havoc. And then these people, I talked about what Common Council President, what's his name? Jose Perez had, reiterated an article that he had seen in the Journal Sentinel where they were telling folks, you need to have a plan. Like, if you are somebody who potentially thinks you possibly could get caught up or stopped by somebody, that you make sure folks know, look, this is where I'm going. This is how long I expect to be gone. When I leave the house and Keisha's dad is at the house, one of the things I say all the time, hey, Pop, I'm going so-and-so, so-and-so. I should be gone for about an hour and a half. No longer than 2. And if I realize I'm not going to be back in 2, I'm going to call that house, or I'm going to go back home and say, hey, my day is running longer, because people just need to understand where you are and what's going on. And so many people, I'm independent. I don't have to tell nobody X, Y, Z about my movements. At least say, I expect when you leave the house, I expect to be gone for 3 hours. I don't have to tell you where I'm going, but I expect to be gone for 3 hours, so that people can begin to, and if you don't have anybody at home with you, Jermaine, is single. He lives by himself, but that you check in with your kids. Hey, son. Hey, baby girl. Papa's moving around. And, just so you know, I'm out for the next 5-6 hours or something like that. Do something so that there is a way for people to keep up with you. Put a tracker on your phone for the people that you trust with that kind of information about you. But most of this, people believe, is about scoring political points and increasing the fear in communities that will divide us. Okay. Democrats are actually hoping to flip a seat in North Carolina in their Senate seats, and Republican incumbent Tom Tillis has pulled out of the race, has said, not planning to run, and Donald Trump had come after him. And so another Republican is running for governor there, but the Democrats are in play in North Carolina. And so you are messing with states that potentially pose a problem to you. Right now, Homeland Security in a statement said that, quote, the surge would target the criminal illegal aliens who flocked to the Tar Heel state because they knew sanctuary politicians would protect them and allow them to roam free on American streets. The agency claimed nearly 1,400 detainees across North Carolina have not been honored, releasing criminal illegal aliens into North Carolina's neighborhoods. What they have found is that without fail, less than 5% of the people that ICE has been arresting in a lot of these cases have a criminal conviction. They, other than the original crime of being in the country illegally, they've not committed any crimes while they've been on American soil. This whole thing about gang members and this and that, a lot of this is nonsense to stroke and stir up fear. So again, just so we are clear, I do not know what will be the city of Milwaukee's ability to respond, because in a lot of these situations, ICE is coming in without very little warning. They are not communicating, again, as I said before, with local officials, and local officials, the common council president, the mayor, in cities that are run by Democrats, they just left sitting there looking crazy, like, what in the hell is going on, and cannot get answers. And then the idea that you kidnapping people right off the street. You broke somebody's window, and then they say, oh, he didn't comply, and he didn't do this, and he didn't do that. But videos tell a very different story. That woman that the ICE agents hit her vehicle. They hit her. And then got jazzy with the woman and jumped out on her, broke her windows out, grabbed her, snatched her out her car. And the woman is like, what is going on? And she was arrested and detained. Eventually let go, but you had to go through all of that, and your vehicle got towed up. And ain't nobody getting ready to pay for it. And nobody's getting ready to pay for it. So I just need people to pay attention. We can't look at these stories and just go, oh man, that's messed up what's going on in North Carolina. People in Milwaukee, I'm going to continue to say, you need an ICE plan. You need an ICE plan. You need an ICE plan. What does that, Jay, can you get that door for me? What does that look like? What does it look like? So I appreciate what Voices de la Frontera put out. I appreciate what the Common Council president said about reiterating the fact that y'all, look, because we don't know when this is coming our way. But I'm going to put a whole bunch of money on the fact that most likely we're going to be in the line of fire, because Wisconsin is too important of a state in a lot of these elections. We are a swing state, and Milwaukee, depending on what's going on, can be a hell of an influencer and a factor in what happens. Let me go to the phone line. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Good morning, Michelle. What I was going to ask you is, couldn't the sheriff and the mayor let it be known that this is their house and you're not going to disrespect their house? Because I thought any unwanted touch is an assault. And you just can't go kidnapping people, because some people will fight to protect their lives. And then also, we should not be hearing nothing from no MFN Republicans who voted for this stuff, especially you so-called Christians. Because my question to you, Michelle, with everything that's coming out, was it Bill or was it a horse? Because anyway it go is bad if it's dealing with bestiality and mouth. So I hope you Christian, and especially you black Republicans, I hope y'all call up here and talk, because y'all hoes be kicking all this stuff off, and y'all be real janky stanky.
All right, thank you, bro.
I'm sick of you. Sick of y'all.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate the call. I mean, the reality, in order to stop these folks from coming in, states have had to go the legal route. So whether we're talking Chicago, and state of Illinois, California, Missouri, Colorado, Utah, that there has had to be lawsuits and legal action to be able to stop them. Mayors on their own, other than telling, like I know Brandon Johnson over in Chicago, he was telling his local law enforcement, y'all ain't to back these people up. If they on our streets, y'all are not to back them up. Do not get involved in their arrest unless you see them doing something wrong. Brandon Johnson said you can't park your vehicles on city property, to do your staging, to do your staging to go in and do these raids, because they had their U-Hauls parked on like school grounds or parked in, city parks. And so this, I know that our mayor and our county exec do need to be looking at what other municipalities have done to alleviate some of the pressure, but there's only so much these folks can do. And without effective representation and lawsuits that deal with warrantless arrests, racial profiling, which the Supreme Court all but damn green lighted, due process, there's not a ton that they're going to be able to do immediately to help you. That's why I tell people you need to have a plan, because immediately when somebody's snatching you out that car, you on your own. So even us having to think about how we conduct ourselves, comport ourselves in these situations, because, the immediate is, I'm an American citizen, and, your chest gets stuck out. Man, these white boys don't care nothing about you being no damn American citizen in that moment. They snatching folks, and they got the mask on, and they get to hide, just like people on computers who get to hide and say all kinds of ignorant and racist and hurtful, things to people. That's the way they feel with these masks on. They throwing women to the ground like, they big, linebackers and stuff, body slamming women, body slamming children. These people do not care. What's the plan? What's your ICE plan? Let me go to the phone line. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Hey, good morning to you.
Good morning.
And to your lower caller, he just sick of black Republicans and all that, and black conservatives. And black people with just a change of heart and a free thinking spirit. Well, God is sick of him. How about that? How about it? But anyway, I was listening to you. You were talking about how we need to let somebody know where we're at when we leave the house and all of that good stuff. And I think that's okay. Ain't nothing wrong with that, because I think we need to do that before it was ICE. It's been days that I've been on the road and nobody called to check on me. And I'm like, wow, do anybody love me? So yeah, somebody needs to check on me. But what you're doing is instilling fear in people right now. Because
why is that?
Because you're telling them that they need to, outside, if it wasn't for ICE, would you be telling people to check in with their people and get and let somebody know, get one of them old phones and put that app?
So if we have a flood, do we not give people a plan for how to deal with the flood? If a tornado is coming, do we not give emergency warnings? Do we not give warnings in a moment of crisis? We don't do that.
This is not our crisis.
Well, how is it not our crisis? We are a city that has been at one point deemed a sanctuary city. We are a city that is led by a Democrat in terms of the mayor's office, Democrats predominantly in terms of the common council. So we are a city that fits the criteria of the other cities that have had ICE descend upon them.
So what mean you worried about ICE for?
I think I prefaced my comments by saying that black people have gotten caught up in these sweeps. It's not been limited just to Hispanic, Latino, Spanish-speaking people.
Michelle.
Yes.
Listen, what's going on here right now is that they've already got black people to accept, and this is Democrats and Republicans behind this here. Listen, they've already got black people to accept the word people of color. The Arabs, the Hispanics, the Asians, all these people we've accepted as people of color, while they are being financed. Has it ever dawned on you?
What does that have to do with telling people in our community to begin to think about their safety in relationship to ICE raids?
We dealing with the FBI. ICE agents is nothing.
What does that have to do? We have seen the 80 arrests yesterday. You in town one day and arrested 80 people. One of whom is on video was an American citizen.
Was any of them Negroes?
I don't know because I haven't seen all 80 yet.
And then hold on. And then this is what I'm gonna tell y'all something.
But
All
I
these people-
care about people just being snatched off the road,
I'm gonna drop
no matter
something
who
heavy
they
on
are.
you.
Go
Let me
ahead.
drop something heavy on you. They are right now looking to find the birthright citizenship outside of descendants of slave Africans. They are looking right now. Who made that a law? They trying to find the law. They are looking right now.
What?
They are looking right now.
Who's looking?
Outside of descendants of American slaves.
Right.
Where does the birthright come in for other people? They assumed it, and it's just been going on.
It's not assumed. If you were born on American soil, you are an American. Period.
No. That was
and indigenous people, you already. I mean,
I'm telling you
y'all
what
was
they're
here
trying
first.
to do now. You can keep fighting.
I'm
They
not
are
fighting,
looking
bro.
right
I'm trying
now.
to understand where the question is because we get our rights through the 14th Amendment in terms of citizenship. That's how we get our rights because we weren't originally in the Constitution.
So how do they get their rights?
They get to come in basically the same way.
No,
but if you were born in this country, you have a birthright.
Before the Supreme Court.
But again, we going down different paths.
This ain't no rabbit
The
hole right
conversation started with ICE. So now how we on birthright citizenship? We was talking
Because
about
that's
ICE.
when you claiming that these people are United States citizens. In most
First
cases,
of all, I
they're
didn't
not.
claim that anybody was a United States citizen. I said that the person in North Carolina who had their windows broken out was a United States citizen. That's
because
what I
they were
said.
born here, right?
That's what I said.
They might be under the DACA situation.
So you know what? When you can put together a cogent argument to make your point, I am completely open to it. But right now, just using Republican talking points and screaming to make your point, that's not going to work for me this morning. It's just not going to work for me this morning. I got some other things I want to get to, and I appreciate the call. But I got you, though. I got you, bro. I appreciate you. Let him go. Let him go. Let him go. Because at this point now, all you doing is damn hollering, and I ain't got time. All right. So let me do this real quick so I don't run out of time. I said that I would let people know about Thanksgiving meal opportunities. Remember, this Saturday, November 22nd, down at G's Clippers, it starts at 1:30 p.m. They will be giving away 500 turkeys, hams, and all the sides to make your holiday complete. Now, understand when people say all the sides, that don't mean you're going to get every single thing you need to make whatever it is your family like best for food. They're going to give you like regular sides that, y'all figure out how to make a meal out of it. But there is that meal giveaway that is happening. Starts at 1:30 p.m. G's Clippers, 2200 North Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Drive. And there also over at Northcott Neighborhood House will be a free sit-down Thanksgiving meal on Thursday, November 27th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Northcott Neighborhood House is at 2460 North 6th Street, and it is free, open to the public. Chef Lisa Kay is going to cater a traditional menu featuring turkey, ham, dressing, green beans, sweet potato pie, and chocolate cake. Registration is not required. Green Bay Packers fans are invited to dine and enjoy the game on big screen TVs. Music will be provided by our former colleague and radio legend Homer Blow. Those that want to help out, you interested in volunteering, you can call 414-372-3770. If you don't have a ton to do on Thanksgiving Day and you would like to be able to assist the community in some way, I encourage you to give the folks over at Northcott a call. So again, they're doing a sit-down meal, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., 2460 North 6th Street. This is Northcott Neighborhood House. No registration required. Lisa K can cook her butt off. It's gonna be good. And people are already texting me like, oh yeah, Lisa K be doing the thing. And if you would be interested in volunteering, 414-372-3770. Dream Team United, Wisconsin, and the 15th Aldermanic District, Alderman Russell Stamper. They are doing a community Thanksgiving Day feast on November 27th as well, from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. So the folks that are coming together, Dream Team United, Alderman Russell Stamper, 15th District, Embassy Center, MKE, and the Office of Community Wellness and Safety. They're doing their 7th annual Breaking Bread Community Thanksgiving Day Feast. And I have to get the information. I thought I had it on here. I don't have it. I'll get that one and let y'all know tomorrow. On Sunday, November 23rd at 10 a.m., you're invited to worship with, what's the name of this church? Oh, Bethany United Church of Christ. They would like to offer you and your family a Thanksgiving dinner. Invited to worship with them on Sunday, November 23rd at 10 a.m. and take home a turkey and ingredients for a full Thanksgiving meal for your family. Not able to worship, then simply stop by the Food is Free site, the community house on Sunday, November 23rd from 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. for your Thanksgiving meal kit. It's distributed on first come, first serve basis until it's gone. So you don't have to go to church, but they do invite you to worship with them if you want to at 10 a.m. If you're unable to do that, simply go by their location at 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. and you can get the Thanksgiving meal. And they don't have an address on here. I'll get that, but it is Bethany United Church of Christ. And then there was one other. I will find that one. I don't have it in front of me. I got somebody on the phone line though, so let me go to the phones. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Michelle.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
I
sir.
feel for you. Yes, sir. I feel for you because, I know you said once before you have to give everybody a chance. But my goodness, boy, he come on and he has some ideas of his own. It was out of this world. I mean, you got a lot more patience than I do. Because I'm going to cut him off.
I understand. I do. Mm-hmm. Thank you, bro.
Yes, indeed.
I appreciate the call.
All right.
Look, yeah, we're going to have a whole bunch of patience right now. Not just, locally, nationally too, as we're trying to figure some of this stuff out. I wanted to make sure that I said, many of you have seen that our allies over in the UK, United Kingdom, they have paused sharing intelligence with the United States in terms of suspected drug trafficking because the UK does not want to be complicit in what they believe is, illegal acts by the United States of America under Donald Trump's administration. That other allies, Canada, Colombia, have also distanced themselves from these boat strikes, halting sharing intelligence information out of Colombia. People are beginning to, and I shouldn't say beginning because a number of countries already don't trust the United States. I've said that Donald Trump continues to make us less safe with every thing that he does in terms of some of these international acts. But you now have countries who we have had longstanding agreements with that have said, nah, we don't know who you killing. Like, our intelligence is saying that this boat is in the area, that there may be something untoward going on, but we don't have all the details. We don't know what every single person on that boat is doing. Some of these people may have been literally forced to, take these boats out. These are not people that are attempting to do anything on their own in terms of being drug dealers, but they're being forced out onto these waters because all drug traffickers don't necessarily know how to operate the boat. We don't know what's going on, and we cannot be connected and associated with this. So Donald Trump has begun to literally begin a military buildup in which they are now putting in place an ability, if you need to do a regime change to overthrow the president of Venezuela. And Trump has gone so far as to say that this president in Venezuela is also ahead, basically, and in cahoots with the drug cartel. And, so of course, he's come out and said, I am not. And Trump has said, well, if we need to have a conversation, we can have a conversation. But in the meantime, all along, you've been building up your military presence. There is something that has nothing to do with drugs and drug trafficking that is in the background while Donald Trump is putting together this show of military force in this region. Let me go to the phone line real quick and make sure I grab this caller before my show ends. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Good morning, Ms. Bryant. Thanks for taking my call.
And good morning,
Assalamu alaikum to you. Yes, ma'am. I was listening to you earlier when you were talking about education, and this is like one of the first times that I completely concur, agree with. I am congruent with Miss Kathy. I think that's her name.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've been asked for transcripts, proof of this and proof of that. And it depends, I think, primarily on whatever it is your field of endeavor is, or what you matriculated with regard to your education will determine the process by which you are scrutinized to see if you might be compatible with whatever it is that you're claiming to be. But you can listen to a person if they declare that they are something of this or that, and if they cannot express to you the intricacies of this particular discipline, then you are probably speaking and dealing with a charlatan. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, bruh. No, I'm serious. You will tell, look, people that are trained in certain fields, when you start, I remember, I'll never forget. We were talking to somebody who was interviewing for a job. And they had, had on their resume, they vitaed that they had done X, Y, and Z. And as the conversation progressed, I literally stopped the person in the midst of the interview. And I said, hey, let me stop you right now. Because what you are saying and your responses do not align with an individual who actually knows this work. And I said, so I'm going to ask you, have you really done the things that you said you've done that's on this resume? At the end of the day, this individual indicated that they had not. At least not to the extent that they were claiming that you could now run a division. And it was a difficult moment, but I'd rather they heard that from me and in the safety of the space that we were in. Don't you ever do this again. Because y'all take for granted that y'all will sit in front of people and you can BS everybody. You can't BS everybody. And you definitely can't BS people that know, that do the work. So that's the point that I make about a fake coach is fine until a real coach purse shows up. Because as somebody who owns, and I'm just using coach as an example, but you could do this with anything. As somebody who owns a coach purse, I know what the zipper looks like. I know where the serial code is inside the purse to say that this is an authentic purse. I know the difference between the old brass zippers and the BS zippers that they put in coach purses now. I know the difference between a coach that's bought at the outlet store and a coach purse that's bought at a regular retail store, Macy's or the Coach store in the mall. Because one of the things that I had, once I became educated on it, I started trying to tell other people, when you go to the Coach outlet, understand, them purses are made for the Coach outlet. They are not of the quality that they were seeing to Nordstrom's, to Macy's, to their Coach retail stores in the mall. They not made the same way. So even though, you walk around with some C's and you know, blah, 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 it was made for the outlet and you cannot return it to a real Coach store, or I shouldn't say real Coach store, but to a Coach store in the retail sector in the mall. You can't. The purses that they make for Macy's ain't the purses that they make for the outlet. There's a reason why those things are priced the way they are. Not saying you don't have an authentic Coach purse, but it's like having, I don't know, a car in the Chrysler family, and you got whatever the lowest level Chrysler is, and you got whatever the highest level Chrysler is. You still driving a Chrysler, but it's not the same vehicle from one end of the spectrum to the other end of the spectrum. That's what I mean when I say that. There are people who know stuff when they see stuff. So with that, I will get to the other stuff that I wanted to cover tomorrow. You know, Donald Trump has taken a decided turn on the Epstein files. For me, that means that your DOJ has had time to manipulate information, because you done held meetings in the damn situation room in all of these different places about trying to hide and keep this information from becoming public. And now last night exacerbated, oh, let it out. I don't care. We have nothing to hide. First of all, who is we? Because they talking about you. They ain't talking about us. There is no we, partner. They talking about you, Donald Trump. So making it the collective. See, he always like to bring, somebody said, doesn't that make Coach counterfeit? No, it doesn't. It just means that, just like I said, if you in the Toyota family, you can drive a Corolla.
There may be tears, Michelle.
That's what I said. That's what I'm telling the person. Yeah, you can drive a Corolla or you can drive a Lexus. And even in the Lexus, there's still levels of that Lexus. So no, it's not a counterfeit. It's just that, to the wording that Debo described, there are tiers to the quality of the product. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, so we'll get into this stuff tomorrow. Y'all had to hear my mommy bit today. I apologize, but I had to brag on my son. I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me, and we will get these. This people are calling me about these meal programs. They sent me some more information. I'll add this to the list, and I'll get all of this stuff out tomorrow. And I think I got the county in tomorrow. I got to double check. But all right, y'all. Thank you for the show, bruhs. I appreciate y'all. Anybody, y'all know that they start making pennies. Y'all can give me all y'all pennies. So, because you can still spend pennies, but they're not making them no more. So, Jermaine, bring all your change. Debo, bring all your change. I appreciate y'all. Say what? Somebody just said purchasing a KitchenAid mixer from Walmart isn't the same as purchasing it from Macy's. Now, wait a minute. I gotta see. Now y'all messing with my ego. All right, y'all. I gotta go. I will talk to y'all tomorrow, bros. I appreciate y'all. Listeners, family. Love y'all and appreciate y'all. Talk to y'all tomorrow. Peace.